Welcome back to another update from Sam. Today's update comes from the terrace on level 4 of Sam, which will be one of the real striking features of the building once people are able to get in and use it. So in the last month it's been continued to be a hive of activity, working away from the bottom up. The landscaping, I guess, is probably one of the real key features people would have noticed driving around. The grass is in, a lot of the gardens are starting to go in. The earth mound, which should be known as Orchard Hill, ultimately on the north side of the building, that is formed, and should see turf go on that too in the next week or two, which will really start to give people an impression of the final appearance of the overall complex. So the landscape is going really well. One of the key parts of the landscaping is our own irrigation team out of Park Sport and Rec have done all the irrigation on the job, and they've done a brilliant job. I know the contractor's been really happy with the work they've been doing. So from there we get inside. Level 1, when you first come in the front door, there's going to be a big revolving glass door. That glass door has been installed this week. It's just getting commissioned. Once you're through the door, the timber finishing that's going to go on the main staircase in the entry, that timber's arrived today. So that'll start being all put in place next week, and the building again will take another look once that's there, because it's again one of the real striking architectural features. So once you get past the entry, a lot of the spaces now are starting to be finished off. All the plastering's basically done, painting is done on most of the rooms. The galleries are pretty much sealed off and ready to go. The storage areas are one of the interesting bits. Someone like myself who's never been involved in something like an art museum before, the storage is quite complex and intricate. There's a whole bunch of racking in the storage areas that I'd never seen anything like before. It's quite interesting stuff. So that's all in place now and functioning, all ready for the art when that's ready to move in. You work your way up to some of the offices, spaces, all the desks, that sort of stuff are all in now. Cabinetry is all being finished off. There's just trades running around everywhere, just putting finishing touches on things. All the way up to the top where we are today, where the glass balustrades are now in on the terrace, all the paving's in. It's just about ready to just be finished off with some handrail and some flashing, and this area is basically done. People would have noticed in the last 2 to 3 weeks that the glass, the feature glass on the eastern and western sides of the building has been installed. That glass came over from China. It was one of those COVID-related kind of risks that we had, whether it was going to get here in time or not. But anyway, it's here and it's installed. It looks great. The glass had to come from China. The size of that glass is unable to be made in Australia, so there was no shortcutting around that one. We were kind of just subject to the boats getting over here from China. So they're here. It's installed. All of the facade around the glass is now back in place, and it's basically starting to look like the finished product on the outside. Next to the site, also, people definitely would have noticed if you've driven in this part of town, a lot of roadworks happening out the front of Sam. So it's a separate project, but that project to upgrade the intersection of Wyndham Street, Fitzjohn Street, McIntosh Street and Hassett Street has started. A lot of interruption. All the parking along Vic Park Lake is temporarily unavailable, but those works, primarily, most of it will be done before the Christmas break, so hopefully having the road back open for everyone by Christmas. The entry to the caravan park temporarily is relocated onto Tom Collins Drive, so with Fitzjohn Street closed, we've made some temporary arrangements over there. And then, once that intersection's up and running, you'll see traffic lights, and which just help complement, what we hope to be quite a busy precinct once Sam's up and running.